Hello, everybody. Okay, so this is a new chat, and I know there's a ton of people over in the first one I created, so I'm gonna wait a few minutes to see. In fact, I think I can just go over there and type. Yeah. In the new chat, guys, go back. Okay, looks like you're making your way over here. Oh my God. So there's a ton of new stuff on YouTube. They wanted me to, for live streaming, some kind of encoding software. You have to download an outside app. And I couldn't figure all that out. And then I saw webcam. Okay, good. That's what I need. And here we are. So technology is, it's getting away from me. Like, I don't know how to do all this stuff anymore. Hello, everybody. I am alive. I am still here. All right. How are you guys doing? Tell me what's going on with you. There are still people in this chat. So let's see. I think they're slowly still making their way over. Guys, I'm really nervous. Super nervous. I don't think this is going to be easy, and I don't think parts of it are going to be fun. So I'm very fucking nervous. And it's been 6 months. I got used to this for a while, and I'm not anymore. So. All right. So we have Darcy, Dee Dee, and Nina said she wanted to be a moderator, but I haven't seen her on here. So if she's here, I think 2 is fine. All right, so guys, I want this to be very open for everybody, whether they agree with me or not. Everybody is entitled to their opinion and can share their opinion, even if you think I'm not going to agree with it. The only thing I think that I won't stand for is just really rude comments, or when we know it's absolute trolling, we'll get rid of that. Beyond that, guys, for the moderators, I'm asking that you just don't do anything unless I ask, unless it's grossly, there and it's just really bad, get rid of it. Other than that, if people are just being rude or saying things in a way that hits you wrong, don't delete it. I'd rather everybody has a chance to get their opinions out. Creative Coffee, I appreciate that. I know I don't have to say anything that makes me feel uncomfortable. And maybe that's the wrong way to say it. It doesn't make me uncomfortable. It just makes me nervous. So there's a difference. But I appreciate it. How do we want to? I did take notes, which I don't often do. Oh, excuse me. Let me get through the chat here. If somebody say borderline personality disorder, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna try to, we'll see how this goes, but I'm gonna kind of let you guys run the show as much as I can, unless it gets really stalled, then I have, my notes and stuff here. But my main purpose for doing this is obviously to talk about everything that happened in England, questions that you guys have, anybody that's confused about anything, comments, anything of that nature are more than welcome, but that is the purpose of this live. And then there'll be stems, we can talk about the community and what it means in this community and what is community and is this a community? So I think it'll stem in a lot of different directions. Either you are buffering or am I? Looks like it's probably you, Dee Dee. I don't see anybody else buffering. Okay. Dee Dee, it sounds like you're the only one that's buffering or frozen. So yeah, Darcy, refresh. Sometimes just refreshing it helps. I think I'm gonna close this door. You know, another reason I'm doing this is because since I made these 2 videos that I made roughly a week ago, maybe a little longer now, there has been a lot said about it, but it has been encoded and underhanded. And it takes place in other people's chats, and people are very you know, not not being very upfront about how they feel or what they really want to say. A lot of winks, a lot of nods, this kind of shit. And I just want you guys to know that I'm not doing that. I want to be as authentic as possible online, and to me that means being honest and upfront about everything. I'm not going to play games. I'm not going to hint at anything. I've always been the kind of person, even in real life, that you can see it on my face. You know what I'm, gonna say before I even say it. I'm very blunt. Sometimes it comes off as rude, but I am very blunt. I just feel like a lot of people, and somebody else said it earlier to me today, there is a huge aversion to truth in society as a whole. There's just this aversion to truth. People don't want to face it. People don't like hearing it. Everybody is under this facade. And it really hurts people when you break that. It confuses them. It irritates them. So truth is not easy to listen to anymore. It's not easy to be super outspoken in a lot of arenas. It's just become much more difficult. And I think that's really kind of a bummer. I can take a lot of criticism, a lot of heated discussion, a lot of different personalities and opinions. I don't mind any of that. I think that it's how I learn. It's how other people learn. It's how we grow. Hold on, guys. I'm trying to catch up on the live. A good point. Dave said, and yet the same people would profess to stand up to injustice with truth. It just depends who it is in question. And that's true. I mean, truth is really subjective too. I mean, you have one event that happens and 2 different people, 3 different people, 4, depends on how many are in the situation. And they all have their version of the truth, and everybody's is a little bit different, but everybody firmly believes that this is what happened. But it's in the eyes. It's what you see, and it's what you feel, and what your emotions told you that this situation was. So even when truth is told, it's very subjective. It's hard to really nail it down. Truzak. How can one truly be putting themselves out there without expecting criticisms? Yes. Yes, you have to expect it. It's something I've gotten better at. I won't lie, when this happened 6 months ago, I was on cloud 9 with everything. I hadn't had any real criticism online. I had tons of support. And then obviously all that backfired, and it was a real blow. All the criticism at once, everything that happened just totally undid me. It was just too much, and I had never been through it before. And now I am much more and better prepared for that. And Zach is absolutely right. People that are receiving no criticism are probably doing something wrong. If I'm not receiving any, I'm doing something wrong. And criticism, we're talking about it like it's a bad thing. There is definitely constructive criticism. Okay, I think I'm missing a lot. Feel free to repeat yourselves if I've missed you. Moderators, DD, Darcy, if you feel like I've missed something important or a question or something, feel free to point me towards it. I'm way back up here. Okay, we got Truth. Did I expect silence as a response? What I expected is exactly what has happened this past week. Simon has been nothing but silent on videos or on his channel in general, but there have been comments in lives and that are nobody's being fooled. No, nobody's fooled. So and I do have God, I'm trying to be so honest here without. People have messaged me. There's been a lot of support and a lot of people that have messaged me and told me a lot about what's going on. You can't really keep much secret. It's so weird to me that it's online. We're not even in real life here, and it's still terribly difficult to keep anything a secret. Natalia said, but who is criticizing you? In a sense, this mirage of community where nobody truly knows one another. And she's absolutely correct. And I learned this the hard way as well, that okay, I think it's close now. That I can't have real friends in the online community. I still don't think there's one person today that I would consider a friend. Although some people I talk to on a daily basis, some people I've had intimate discussions with. But what I learned is that you can't. Anybody can be anybody online, and that's not me saying that they are. A lot of these people I talk to are probably exactly who they seem to be, but I don't know that for sure. I've never met these people. So everything I take in, I have to take in with a grain of salt. Trust is, I think, not something you should give immediately to anybody online. I think it's something that you always have to be wary of, and that people have to earn. Hi, Christy. I saw that you just came in. Hello, Stella's Tarot Journey. And hello, everybody else. I've said hello, but to go through all the names would be, I know I'm missing people. And back up. Yeah, if you have questions or comments that you want me to see, both tag me in it by using the @ and then my name, and then put it all in caps as well. That way it really sticks out. I'm drawn to it. I can see it. Okay. Well said, Zach. And if as an audience member or a subscriber, if you're not comfortable speaking out a different opinion, then you are truly welcomed in said community. If you're not comfortable speaking out a different opinion, then you're truly welcome in said community. Zach, I'm not sure I know I'm still way up here, but I'm not sure I really get that. And if as an audience member or a subscriber, if you're not comfortable speaking out a different opinion, then you are truly welcomed. And so are you saying that the people that keep silent about their real opinions are more welcomed in the community? Do I have that right, Zach? Or is that not what you're saying? Oh, you're on lunch at work, Christy. Well, I'm glad you could be here even just for a few minutes. It's lovely to see you. Okay, I'm down at the bottom now. Hello, Amethyst Rose. Darcy, you think people are afraid to speak up? Well, I know people are afraid to speak up. Everybody, I think we're all aware of that. And me and somebody were having a discussion about this a couple days ago, and where we feel there is a moral or ethical duty to say something in the community, and where it's nobody's business but your own. And one of my favorite quotes I've ever heard is, let me see if I can get it right. The darkest places in hell are reserved for those who maintain neutrality in times of moral crisis. I love that quote. But then that quote does suggest that people have a duty in this sort of community. I'm going to keep using this term very loosely, to talk about these kind of things when they happen. At the same time, and my mind is very much swayed by this, these people have nothing to do with me, nothing at all. They weren't a part of the situation. They didn't ask to be a part of the situation. They get online, they do what they love. Some people, it is their only source of income, doing what they do online. So they're not going to get themselves involved in drama. And I don't think, I do feel that they have any kind of duty to do that. I don't think anybody should feel compelled to speak on the subject unless they feel. I think it's really a personal thing. Talking about this, I think that it's very personal, and it's not somebody anything somebody can say. You have a duty to say this. It's how you feel. Do you feel you have a duty to say anything? If you don't, then I think that's perfectly acceptable, right? If you do, then that's on your own conscience, and that's not something anybody can tell you. It's not something I can tell you. So it's probably a very, very personal decision. And, for the record, just to be clear, people that have not said anything or choose not to comment, I hold no grudges. I am not asking them to. I don't expect them to. Nothing of that sort. I just want to make that very clear. Okay. Zach, if you can't speak your different opinions, how are you truly part of the community? 100% agree. And that is what I have seen in this community, and why we need to talk about community after this. And we need to figure that out. But that is one of the reasons why I want to move away from this part of the internet, this small community here, is because really what I have seen in this community is that everybody preaches and talks about how we need to be open-minded and all-inclusive and accepting, and that's what a large part of this community is built on, the basis of it, and people love it. But then you do get people who speak different opinions, and they are attacked. They are attacked. There was a live I watched, I was turned on to, where apparently, we're just going to go all out here. Bradacadabra, and I don't know anything about him, guys. I haven't watched any of his videos. I know that he supported the 2 videos I made. He commented on them, and that was lovely. I don't know anything about him. All I know is that he said something, that he shared a video that didn't sit well with certain members of the community. And these people in a live chat attacked him like they were 16-year-old mean girls. This was Simon Harrison, Veronica Jude, and Elle. Attacked this guy. There were comments of, he only has 70 subscribers, there's nothing he can do about it. You know, just putting him down behind his back because he shared an opinion that they did not like, that they felt directly attacked them. I can't say that it did or not, but what I can say is I would never have acted in that fashion, being the person that I am. And I don't think it's certainly not the first time it's happened. It's not going to be the last, but people with different opinions, it's like you're expected to not have an opinion. You need to be so open-minded in this community that you don't have an opinion at all, because the minute you do, that does make you different from everybody. And then you're not really a member. Does that make sense? Other opinions are welcome. Stella, you were in shock after seeing my videos. I had to make a decision. I felt so bad I had to immediately unfollow his channel. Yeah. I chose to make them because it took me this long to heal enough to be able to make them, for one. And for two, I ignored it for so long that when I started to heal, the anger, the resentment, everything came back, the injustice, everything came back. And I thought, I need, and I talked to some people before doing it. I really searched, myself for a month before making the decision to get on here and make the videos that I did and follow up with them the way I have. It was a very well thought out decision. I thought long and hard about it. I think he criticized Benabel, maybe, says Darcy. I did hear something like that too. So what? Okay. Again, people need to be accepting of criticism, whether it's towards them or towards somebody else and they're listening. Like, I don't know how bad it was. Maybe he was really rude. Maybe he was. But people also that decide to put out channels, to put out decks, to put out books, there's going to be criticism. There are going to be people that do not agree with anything you say, people that dislike you. And what right do we have? Spiral Heart 100% agrees. Sometimes all the love and light stuff shuts down critical thinking. You're right. You're right. I saw it yesterday on a live. I don't know if it was it yesterday? I watched it yesterday. I don't know if the live was yesterday, if it was one I was watching previously. But this live, the person called somebody out for having called somebody out on a live. Calling somebody out for calling somebody out. It's just all too much. But her whole response to this was, we need to love each other. We need to embrace each other. We need to just encourage people. And, oh, God. Yeah. Yes, sure, we need to do those things. Those things are great. But you're right, it does shut down any form of criticism or critical thinking, you said, or being honest, because you're afraid your honesty is going to be taken the wrong way, and then you can't do it. So this community is very much what I've seen too. If there's any kind of negativity in your criticism, leave it. We only accept positive criticism and harmony, and that doesn't work for me. There's a reason I made a shadow video, and it's because half of me is shadow, half of me is pretty dark, probably more than that. And I'm trying to invite more light and goodness into my life. But when we live in that, when we live in everything, and everything is fine, and I'm just gonna fill my life with light today, we ignore, we tend, I think I ignore all the negatives, and then that stuff builds up and you're left dealing with it. Okay. Let me go back up, guys. Zach, so I do have an opinion. I'm going to vocalize it soon, but here I am. No, I'm very glad you're here, Zach, and I look forward to that video. I had watched a live where you were 2 nights ago. You know, I've said this to Zach personally, and Zach does such a good job of spilling the tea or talking about the tea while maintaining just a very neutral stance and really flowing the conversation so that it doesn't get too heated. He really moves it along. He, you know, he's so good at that. And you did it the other night. I was watching that. Call me a lurker, but I was watching that. And I heard you say that now wasn't the time to talk about it. I'm missing a lot, I feel like. Okay, so Shane Anderson, okay. The rest of your resume. Oh, what did I miss? It was a very ugly scene. I think we all can agree on that. I'm not sure what we're talking about. Yeah, I don't know what we're talking about there. Keep scrolling. You can remind me. I'll eventually get to the bottom and try to keep up. People need to learn how to disagree in a respectful way. Yes. And those are the people that I am talking to online right now, the people who I can talk to very bluntly and openly, and they can do the same, and we can have vastly different opinions and still be like, that's fine. There are certain moral issues that if I were to disagree with a person, I'd be like, okay, no, we're done. We're done here. But those, honestly, I think those are very, very few. There's very few things that I am very, very firm on and won't listen to other opinions on. They're there, but they're very few. I try to remain as open-minded to everything as I can. Dee Dee, I do agree. And I promised myself I'd be honest, and I don't hate to do this. I'm sorry if it makes you feel bad, Elle, but you are all over Simon. I'm not a fool. You haven't commented on either of those 2 videos. I really did not. I don't like how you portray yourself online in that chat. It was pretty awful. I'm not sure why you're here right now. Shane, what happened in England was very difficult and it was ugly. It scared people. I know it scared a lot of people. A lot of people were really didn't know what to do about it at the time. Obviously didn't know what to believe. At that time, there was just a lot of, you know, in the aftermath, part of the aftermath was on me too. I allowed videos to go up that should never have went up. I went back and forth with Simon for a month afterwards, not knowing, you know, is this reconcilable? Is it not? Before finally deciding that. So people were very confused. I think I hurt a lot of feelings when I basically asked for people's support after it happened, and then I got the support, and then I just disappeared. And I think a lot of people were very hurt by that, confused by that, and kind of done after that. And I don't blame them. I did just disappear on a lot of people, even people I was talking to privately. I never felt good about it. It always made me feel guilty. But every day, I knew it was just not a good thing for me to go back to that place. I needed to just escape for a while. I think I'm to the bottom. Spiral. I agree, Darcy. It was really upsetting. I had a hard time for a while. Simon's live vid was really hard for me. That video was, it was nasty. Hi, Barb girl. I knew you said that you weren't sure if you're going to make it, but I appreciate you being here, even if it's for a second. Thank you. Spiral, I think when someone assaults you, it can take time to accept how much they hurt you and to be honest with yourself. And yeah, that's really what I went through in that past month when I was thinking about everything, was realizing not just how pissed off I was and how much injustice I felt, but how much I'll probably forget what I was saying, but I want to see this. I'm just reading the blocked messages. Good job, guys. That is definitely trolling. I told you I was going to forget what I was saying. Somebody remind me what I was saying. Yeah, thank you, Spiral. Yeah, and I realized how much hurt there was. I really did realize, and I don't like to talk about that a lot, and I don't know why. I don't. So a lot of me is, probably too much of me is still anger and resentment. Let's not lie, it is. But the bigger, a large part is the hurt from everything that I don't talk about a lot, or that I refuse to acknowledge. I acknowledge it privately, listen to sad songs, and oh God, cry a little bit. But I haven't really acknowledged that very much. And yeah, it was very, very, it hurt me a lot. Honesty always, even if it's a harder road and painful, it's honorable and can show you are trustworthy. I agree, Christy. Honesty all the way. I do think it is our own fault putting people on pedestals and then learning they are human, as we all are. I am working on that. That's so true, and that's something I've done a lot in my life, both online for sure, especially when I started getting into the tarot community. But in real life, I tend to put people on pedestals a lot, and then I'm always disappointed when they fall off of it. I have gotten a lot better at that just in the last year. Just in the last year, I'm starting to learn, like, no, people are the same no matter what age. I always tend to think people that were older than me should know better, should know more, should be more responsible. And the older I get, the more I realize, nope, we're all just little kids. We're all just little kids playing at. We're just playing at our jobs. We're just playing at life. We're just going through the motions. We still all have that child inside of us. Christy, yes. Christy said that. It hurts when you know the truth and people choose to be blind. That is where injustice comes in. To me, that is injustice. And that really kills me a lot. My life, I have dealt with a lot of injustice. And I don't say that as being a victim, but I had a really, really rough upbringing. The foster care system also did a number on me, and it was very inappropriate. I do not like our system here. It's fucking awful. And so from a young age, 15 years old, I learned what injustice was. And it just continued with me, that need to feel justice in everything after having experienced injustice so much as a child carried with me. And now it's something I really think about, and I really try to speak out about in my daily life. Anytime I see injustice, I won't hesitate to say it, to call it out. Zach says, "Let the others who are part of the Hermit's Cave vocalize here. If not, we are no better than that group." I do agree, and that's what I said at the beginning. You know, this is open, and anybody can say what they want. You know, so I was probably a little bit rash with L. However, I don't mind people having their opinions and vocalizing them, but I don't like two-facedness at all. Not at all. And I am not blind to the people that are all over Simon and then come on my channel and act like they're just fine with everything. Like, is that neutrality? Do we call that neutrality and it's fine? Or in this moment in time, with the situation that's gone on, is that not neutrality? Is that two-faced and underhanded? Give me your opinion. I really want an opinion on that. That's something I have not decided on, and I'd like to hear it from everybody. Did you know from when you landed in England that Simon was sexually attracted to you? Because you both did videos talking about how it wasn't going to happen. The reason I had that discussion with Simon before I left for England was because I was afraid that he was sexually attracted. So I wanted to make it very clear that that I was not looking for that. That was not going to happen. If it were, I was going to leave. That was all we talked about it at length. Simon agreed completely. There was no attraction, and he wouldn't let there be, or if there was, we decided I would just leave. No hard feelings. That was what we discussed. But I did kind of get that feeling. When I got to England, I said this in a video, it was a little bit awkward for the first day or two. Things just changed. And I think that's to be expected when you've been talking to somebody so long online and then you meet them in person. There's a different energy. Yes. Yeah. Over the course of the next week, I kept getting those feelings until he made them very obvious. Let's see what else. We won't know if they're two-faced if we don't see what they're saying here or in other channels or groups. That's true, Zach. That's true. Some I have seen. Because I didn't know you well before stuff went down, so I gave Simon the benefit of the doubt and gave him my support. Once I heard the whole story, I changed my mind and removed my post. This is where, I can't blame anybody for any actions that they took during that time, is because the way that it went down and the way that it was portrayed, and this is huge, guys, the way that things are portrayed, the way that we put our content out and portray it creates your reality. Most of your realities, myself included, when I first started doing this, blindly believing what I heard and saw and felt. And Hi, Cosmic Lotus. Hi, Woodland Hag. How are you? Dave, his intent was kind of obvious to others. Shane, a lot of people have said that. You didn't know each other, and he moved you in. What was it? 3 months. You go to leave, and he put drink. Okay, yeah. I won't say I was blinded to it, and I've already said that. I think that I didn't want to believe it. I wanted to believe that there really was nothing romantic, that he was just really a stand-up guy, that it's something he would do for anybody that he got along this well with. Um, I wanted to believe that. Read what I wrote, Shane. Let's see, Darcy. I think Shane's silence and his seeming attempts to reconcile also confuse people. Yeah, and I mentioned it just a bit ago, and I guess I can talk about it a bit more. And I was told on personal levels by a few different people that it really hurt them, that they were very confused by the silence. It wasn't just my silence on YouTube. There were people I was talking to on a very regular basis that I was getting intimate with, that I just disappeared on. So of course it confused people, it pissed people off, it hurt people. And I totally understand that. And I apologize to anybody that I did that to or had those feelings. I apologize for how it made you felt. I don't think I could apologize for doing it just because it's what I needed to do. It's what I need. And sometimes this was one of those moments in life where I had to be selfish and I had to say no more. And I left. It seems very, very selfish, but honestly, guys, there are times in our lives, and I don't think they're very often. I think that we can always try to do things as selflessly as possible, but there are times in our life where the only person that's looking out for us is ourselves. So acting selfishly is the only right thing to do. Let's see, what did DD say? Blocked removing out so many Simons subscribers. I'm dollar blocked. I'm burping a lot, of course, dude. But then if you leave them up to talk to them in an unwelcome way, how are they going to feel comfortable continuing the conversation? I'm lost on that one, guys. I think it's been going on this conversation, and I haven't been paying attention. There's a few different little conversations going on, and I can't pay attention to them all. Okay, we're gonna go down a little bit further. I commented on that. Who was it that actually called the police? As you and Simon said it wasn't either of you. Just curious, you really don't have to answer. That person was Veronica Jude that called the police. I have never held it against Veronica at all. We talked a bit after the fact. I might have done the same thing in her shoes. The way that like I said, the way that it was portrayed, the way he got online and made it look, of course, made it look like he was in some real danger. People were terrified, especially in this kind of community, or even in general. You don't see somebody getting on saying that they're being beaten viciously by a monster. She was afraid, and she did exactly what she thought was necessary. So I have absolutely no problem with Veronica Jude on that score. Okay. I feel like when that happened during your stay with Simon, it polarized a lot of each of your mutual followers. The way you felt, the way he felt, these all affected us. I do think neutrality works. Thank you, Melanie, for answering. Yeah, who else? Talk to me about that. How do you feel about neutrality in this situation? I appreciate the response. And I understand where you're coming from. Let's see what this deleted message is here. Who knows? Shane, you were both publicly on each other's channels. We were, Darcy, yes. Was that coming from somewhere? Were we talking about something? Lucy, it makes sense, Shane, and you were looking out for you. Perfectly understandable. Thank you, Lucy. Thank you. Christy, I've been pushing people away lately. I get it. I'm trying to work on myself. I have a tendency to do that. I do. I don't trust people very, very often. That was another thing that really hurt. I don't trust people very often. So it is hard for me to get really, I'm very good socially at making acquaintances and talking with a lot of people. I don't think there's anybody in my life right now that I am super close to. It's very hard. I think some people, I don't know. I think that I have high expectations of both myself and of others. And I look for those kind of people that have kind of the same mindset as me. And maybe that's unfair. And maybe I need to open my mind up more to be able to get closer to other people. But it is what I look for right now. And so I have some people that I would call pretty good friends, but nobody that I am super, super close to or that I trust implicitly. Oh, what did I do? Jezebel, yeah. It was so scary seeing that live, I imagine. I'm proud of Veronica for acting because if it was as it seemed, she could have saved a life. Yes, I can agree with that to an extent. If it had really been, however, I feel after watching that video again recently, that if you were really watching and used any intuition at all, you would have realized, and maybe I'm wrong here, you would have realized that there was no real threat. During that short live video, I came in, I was not attacking Simon. Simon was talking very levelly with me and I with him. There was no violence going on. So what people saw was a bruise on a cheek and assumed that I had acted viciously, that I had not just protected myself. But I think that people who really watched that and kind of listened knew without needing to be told that there was no immediate danger. That Simon was sitting there doing a live when he could have been leaving his apartment. He could have been calling the police. He could have been calling a friend. He wasn't doing any of those things. He was never in any danger. He was never afraid. And you know that by the fact that the first thing he did was get online to tell you guys that I was a monster. Just that it was confusing to me as to where you stood. Yeah. A lot of people were very confused by that. I wish the lives were still up. In a way, it would clear up a lot of things for all of us. We'll come back to that. Is anybody else chain smoking? Or not even chain smoking? Tell me you're smoking so I don't feel so bad and naughty. Oh, Barb. I wish I knew what it was like to have a best friend. I've had a couple, and the last really good friend I had was for 8 years, and she totally broke my heart. Totally broke my heart. They're worth it at the time, but if it goes sour, it's almost as harmful as a relationship ending. Christy, I never meant to hurt anyone. We need to learn how to share how we feel and let people know. I honestly would have loved for you to come to me. I love you, Christy. Lucy, yes. I just that goes without saying. My sister, I'm very close with my sister, and she has my back in all areas. She's the one person in this world I know I can rely on no matter what. And I forget to include her when I'm talking about this because it just, I probably take it for granted sometimes, and I need to let her know how much I appreciate that more because she is really the best of what I have. I believed it at the time, took Simon's side, for which you don't have to apologize. You don't have to apologize. And now I hope I'm neutral. I still watch Simon, but enjoy watching you. I can accept that. Read the Wonder. I know I didn't ask at the time before the stream, but could I be? Yeah, I would love that, Zach. Let's see. I haven't done this in a while. So, oh, look at that. I don't remember it being that easy last time I was in here. They made it seem, this seems a lot more user-friendly than the last time I did a live, so I'm really loving that. Thank you, Zach, for offering to do that, and you are now a moderator. Christy, the problem I had, he could have called the police instead of making a video. I think over time, especially when people were told, like, look at that. People did, and I got a lot of comments saying, you know, we never thought about that. Never thought about it. But it was shock factor. It was shock factor, and that's why he did it. The video, the whole time, he's going like this with his bruise up here, purposely facing it that way, you know, just for shock factor. It was all shock factor, and it worked. Don't ever forget, guys, that it worked. You cannot trust what you see on YouTube. It's hard to trust what you hear. I think it's even more difficult to trust what you see. Bizarro. Spiral Heart, yeah, you suggested he call the police, which was a great suggestion at the time. And you're not the only one that did. Like, if you're that afraid, Simon, stop making a live. Although I don't know Simon really knew what he was doing. We had both been drinking. And in the video at one point, he's talking to me and he says something like, I don't want to live. Stop doing the live. And I had to tell him, you're the one doing the live, Simon. I'm not. But that's there very clearly for anybody who was watching. So many moderators. I don't think that's a bad thing. It never hurts. Are you related to Jon Snow off Game of Thrones? Well, that'd be a bummer if I were. I'd never have a shot with him. Jon off Game of Thrones. Oh, I love Game of Thrones. Love, love, love it. Barb, if I had no drinking, yeah, and that's another thing. People had no idea that night that alcohol was involved at all. That nobody had any idea that Simon or I had been drinking. And that's something I guess I didn't think about until now either, is that even added to the shock factor. Like, it just came out of nowhere. I can't even imagine how people must have felt when they saw that initially. Like, it was like, people knew that we were kind of struggling because we made that live stream talking about whether I should leave or not, which is terrible. So people knew we were struggling. Yeah, I don't think they expected to see what they did. Oh God, look at this. Vaping, and she misses smoking, and I'm so sorry, guys. I'm a bad influence. Dork Zach. Rachel Evans. His reaction to make a vid was to get the community on side first. He knew his own guilt. Why has he taken his videos with Shane down? Evidence of the awkward coercement. That's why. Yes, and that's not something I mentioned, I don't think, but I think Simon, I think he does feel very guilty, and he can't say anything else anymore. You know, it would be a blow for him. I think he felt very guilty at the time. I think that he knew exactly what was coming. I think that is why he hopped online, and that's why I think he's taken down all the videos. He was let go from his job, or offered a settlement to leave because of what happened. An employer that followed him turned it on to management, this whole situation. And once they watched everything, were made aware of the situation, they asked him to resign, and they gave him a settlement in order to leave. And during that last month, when I got back, when me and Simon were talking, trying to figure things out, he had asked me also to remove videos so that he could find a job. He was applying at other places, and he didn't want his employers to run across this for obvious reasons. Zach, I'm focusing more on the before the drinking. Good point. How can an empath choose to drink in front of a recovering? Simon is not an empath. I don't know. You guys, it's easy for me to say this shit, but and I could be lying to you. I guess you'll never know for sure. But as one of the only people, probably the only person in this room right now that has met Simon in person, I can tell you he is not an empath. I'm not an empath. Maybe partly I could be very empathetic, but I do not take on everybody else's struggles. I'm not an empath. I don't feel that deeply. And I think Simon's right around the same area. And then when it comes to the drinking, for a long time afterwards, I accepted a lot of the responsibility. And I was very hard on myself because I blamed it on the drinking. And Shane, you should have known better. You never should have drank. Bad things always happen when you drink. So I did that for a long time, and that's one of the things I couldn't come to terms with. I blamed myself too much, and then somebody said to me, "What about the duty of care?" And that is not a term I'd heard before, and they explained it to me, and it's so obvious. When you get to know somebody and you become good friends with somebody, especially when you're traveling. You get to know you're traveling to another country, and you put that much trust in them to stay in their place, and it goes both ways. Hold on, guys. Got to get this off my computer before it messes everything up. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so yeah, when you're friends with somebody, you do expect them to take care of you to a certain extent. We make our own decisions. I get that, and I did make my own decision that night. But when you're close with somebody and they know that you're in recovery, and he knew all week that he got a lot of beers when we went out and stuff like that, and I would always say, I'll just have a Coke. Or whatever, but there was no duty of care there. He didn't. If he tried to stop me at all when I did drink that night, it was a quick, "Are you sure?" But it was nothing like, "Maybe you shouldn't do that, Shane." Or so. One, there was no. He didn't try to help me in that arena. Second, and I'll stick. I'll say it as many times as I need to. He plowed me with drink, and that sounds so victim-like. And oh yeah, what an excuse, that works out for you. But I'm not hesitating anymore to speak what I know to be true, and I don't care how it may seem to others. He did. He downed his drinks and kept drink it. And I think on my fourth one is when he put liquor in it. But I did keep drinking them. And now I'm sure I've missed a ton. Okay, so just people, no, he's not an empath. Lucy, Simon knows duty of care because of his job. Yeah. And I think I can't be sure, but I'm pretty sure that's why they decided to let him go. Sorry, guys, I'm just reading these. Carmen, I choose to watch Simon's videos and yours. I am neutral as I didn't see all the videos. That doesn't mean I don't believe you went through something over there. Fair enough, Carmen. Michelle Cooter, and this is something I've heard a lot too in the last week, is if this had happened to a female, it would have been different. And it's true. It is. I mean, that part is so true. Nothing more needs to be said, I don't think. If it had been a female, people would have reacted in an entirely different manner. Yeah, agreed. Yeah, Christy, you just said that from the beginning. Yes. Okay. I said I was going to come back to this, and I think I still want to just for a second. I forget who it was earlier. Clarify Simon's job. I did not know anything about his job. I wasn't overly concerned with it. I'm a terrible friend. All I know is that he worked as, oh God, by Christy. I think that he just oversaw like conduct at his college, making sure that nobody was mistreating anybody. That's as much as I know. It always sounded like not a job I had heard of before. There you go, Lucy. He promotes equality and works against discrimination. My mind isn't working properly today, guys, but and Lucy said, I believe Shane can explain better. No, Lucy, you just explained better. My mind is not kicking into gear. I am not very eloquent today, but it's because of the nerves, but it's all right. We're going to make it. So Lucy, I think, explained it perfectly. That's what he did. And then Zach, it pertained to workplace conduct, what should be said, what certain behaviors allowed in the workplace, something like that, but not 100% sure. Yeah. So I hope that helped, Lucy. Oh, I love you, Christy. I hope you have a great day. Sorry you have to work. I hope it goes quickly for you. She's probably gone, but I'll say it anyway. All right. Okay, so what we were going back to is no, we'll go to that. We'll talk about that at the very end. I have bullet points, but I just don't know what order to go in. Okay. Okay, well, I can just get that. How do I blow? Hide user. All right, I got it. Just get that out of there. I believe that's correct term. Okay. Rachel Evans. Yeah, I did. I took for granted all the support that I had initially. I did take it for granted. I didn't realize how much support I did have, and I now realize there is a lot of support, and I appreciate it so much. Many people saw and remember what happened. It's a shame. It's only now people are speaking up. Yeah, you're fine, Dee Dee. You're fine. Well, same with me. Yeah. It took me a long time to speak up. So I don't speak English either, but I do understand. So right, you do well. You do well, Jezebel. If people didn't know you were foreign, they may not even guess. They might just think you're English. Okay, so question for you guys, and just answer with a yes or no or unsure. But I just want to see like a little a vote here. Would you consider this, whatever this is, a community? Would you consider it a community? Yes. Yes. No. Yes. 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 A flawed community. Yes. Community, not anymore. Zach. I would like to think it is, but not really. Yes. No. I think there's a larger community, but the titled community is more like a cult. Okay. I haven't made up. I asked because I haven't made up my mind. So let's. I'm going to. Where do I want to go? Community definition. What is the definition of community? A group of people living in the same place or having a particular characteristic in common. A feeling of fellowship with others as a result of sharing common attributes, interests, and goals. Okay, so from that second definition, technically, you would say this is a community. But somebody, and I forget, a couple people said it. The tarot community online is huge. If you want to call that a community, it is huge. And you have different branches of it, tons and tons of different branches. And you tend to get caught up in one and think that that is the community. I did that. I thought, oh, I'm a part of the tarot community. No, I was really a part of Simon and his following. That's what I was a part of. And whether it's cult-like or not, parts of it, yes, I think are a little bit cult-like. But I would not call that, I guess, yeah, a cult is a community. So I guess I would call these communities, but I think I don't know which community you refer to. Me neither, Nina. People throw around the term community here and this community, and we need to watch ourselves in this community. We need to be kind to each other in this community without really knowing what this community is. I don't think we can people just throw it around like it's just a given or that we should know, but there are so many overlaps and different followers and different channels that there is no solid community. So to be asking everybody to perform in a similar manner or do this or do that in the community is absurd, in my opinion. You're talking to relatively few YouTube creators probably on your channel. I know I don't have many followers or subscribers who are creators. There are a few, but I think a lot of you just get on to watch videos. You don't do it to create. You don't really have anything on your channel. So I don't know really who we're talking to when we're saying, let's do this in our community. Dee Dee, yeah, I can see you're still there. Let me go up and read some stuff. There's so many people who love tarot. That's how I found you. That's how I found everybody too. Just looking at tarot videos. A community that turned into a cult. Tarot on YouTube to me is a community. I think I disagree. As on a large and a very loose sense, sure, it's a community, June. This is how I feel. But to call tarot on YouTube a community, what did the definition say? People with common attitudes, interests, goals, attitudes and goals. Let's just get that out of the way. Everybody on their channel has different attitudes and goals, so they don't fit the definition of a community in any sense. Do we have the same interest, being tarot? Sure, but that interest is there for different reasons for all of us. Whether it's because we want to grow spiritually, whether it's because we want to read for people, whether it's because we want to be popular, whatever the reason is, we have different reasons for having that interest of the tarot. So then I think that also knocks out that term in the definition. So really the tarot, anything tarot related on YouTube, you can't call it part of the tarot community. That assigns the same kind of feeling to every channel when we all have very, very different and widely varied beliefs about the tarot and interests because of it. And so no, I would not call it a strict community at all. I have a passion for tarot and it's nice to have a place to go find people who love it too. Yeah, Michelle, I am working my way back there. It has not been about tarot recently because that's just not really what's going on. It stemmed from tarot, but it's not about tarot anymore. But I'm just letting my channel do what it wants right now. I'm not trying to have any set goals or videos I need to upload for it. I do feel like there are cliques, and yes, I feel like there is a tarot community and witchy communities, but people like me, being witch, I like other videos besides just tarot videos. So somebody like you, Allie, might watch, tarot videos, videos on paganism, videos on witchcraft, videos on anything that suits your fancy. And then to say that you're a part of every single one of those communities is kind of like, I mean, are you really a part of those communities? If that community even exists, which I really have to be honest, I don't think. I think we put too much stock in the term community. I prefer the word circle if you have a group of friends who are loyal to one another on certain channels. I can agree with that. Circle, clique. Clique has a very negative connotation to it. I think clique, more so than circle, really says that we're very selective on who we choose to let in. A clique is kind of high and mighty. We're the better ones than everybody else. So clique is a little bit worse term. I like the term circle. I like that you did that. And circle is a little bit different. And yes, we all have our own circles of people. I think there are common interests and practices, but very different perspectives. Yes. When you lose your voice and blindly follow, that's a cult. Read the Wonder. When you compare tarot community to, say, art community or art journaling community or planner community, these are just groups. Yes. I think that's a much better term for it, and it sums it up better. I'm a part of a group. I'm a part of this group or that group, or I think that can be a much better term than community. So are you meaning that in reference to people just following Simon? Spiral, I don't. So, are you meaning that in reference to people just following Simon, that they're in a cult? Clarify that. I'd like to answer that for you, but I'm not positive what you mean. So, Spiral, I'll watch and see if you can clarify that, and I'll answer. It'll be about tarot again, Shane. Parts of it will be, parts of it won't be. There is a sect that follows Simon with blind faith, and no one can question their leader without a barrage of abuse. He can do no wrong. And that's what I've seen. Simon does not like, he's not the only one that does not like when they're criticized, does not take kindly to it, will take it out in very manipulative and mean ways on people. You know, and he does have some power. He has 6,000 subscribers, which is relatively large for being in the tarot community. I need to figure out how to say that better. So he has power and he knows it. To tell people this is what's going on, and then they're going to believe him and they're going to follow his lead. He knows he has that power and he uses it well. Okay, is a community a synonym for group, or does it mean more? Group. Okay, so a group is a number of people. This is getting way too technical. It's way too technical. Somebody help me think of just a better term that we can use instead of tarot community. I don't know. Maybe it's even all right to say tarot community as long as you don't. I don't know, guys. That's kind of lost on me right now. Okay, let's when we get more sing along, get ready with me. I think you will. Yeah, that was just really fun to do. So I think that there will be more of those coming. We can all do no wrong. No one is perfect. I'm wrong all the time. Barb, yeah, I think your name is Barb. I'm calling you Barb because you're that Barb girl. But yeah, all of us. No, not any one of us is perfect. I did make mistakes during that time, and I think the difference, the biggest difference between me and Simon is that even when it didn't look good on me, even when I knew that I'd get some backlash, I have been upfront about a lot of things that at one point in time would have been terrifying for me to be upfront with. But I have been, because I know how quickly that shit can bite you in the ass when you're not honest. If the people don't get you, karma certainly will, and I have learned that. So I've tried to be very, very upfront and honest about everything. Simon cannot do that. He cannot do that, and I do understand why. I do understand why. He has a much higher following. He has more to lose than me. And I can't be sure. I don't know Simon's mind, but I can imagine that is one of the reasons he could not be honest about a couple different things that were hugely relevant to what happened. He's not honest about having attacked me, and he is not honest about having feelings for me, and that it led him to act as he did that night. The two biggest reasons for all this fallout, Simon will not be honest with. When he was honest with everybody in the channels, it was very, it still manipulated the story towards my wrong in the situation and everything I did. Yeah, God, he's smart. And because I can look back on these videos and see now with a very clear mind, this is what was going on. This is what he was doing. I really wish I had seen it then. But he was honest insofar as it served him to look just honest enough to look credible, but not honest enough for people to really realize what he was doing. You guys, I'm a terrible singer, but I'm glad that you like it. I hope you sing along with me when I'm doing it. Okay, I think I'm back where I left. He turned on Zach, who's channel love, and they were supposed to be friends. Yeah, Rachel, he's done that too. people throughout his time. I was not the first. There were people before me. There have been people after me. But the minute he doesn't like something you're doing, he uses every ounce of power that he thinks he has or that he does have to silence you and get rid of you. And it wasn't the first time that it was said that a person with 70 subscribers can't do anything against somebody with 6,000. Simon said it to me that night. I was furious with him. And my exact words were, "I'm going to fucking ruin you, Simon." I was mad, and I had every intention of doing that at the time. And his response was, "Go ahead with your 500 subscribers. You can't touch me." And I think it's partly true. It's sad, but it's true. You have more access to people, and your content is viewed more with more followers. So it is very partly true, but that doesn't mean I don't think it's sad that somebody with a lower following isn't listened to or isn't taken to as high regard as somebody. And I think that's what I'm going for here, is that numbers to people mean credibility in this community. The higher your number is, the more credibility you have. So me with 500, I'm not going to have as much credibility. People aren't going to believe me. I haven't been around as much. I haven't made as many videos. And there's a huge flaw in that thinking pattern, that somebody, just because they have more of a following, makes them a more honest person, makes them more believable. I would have thought that at one time, and we take it for granted. Think about that, and thank you guys if you've actually done that, because I can guarantee nearly everybody in here probably has at some point. I have. And there is no logic at all to that belief system, to that thought process. No logic in that at all. But I did it. I did it. Darpan, I didn't see you come in. Hello, how are you? Okay, I think that I've fallen quite a bit behind. I feel like group is more generalized. Oh, I messed up. I scrolled too far. Oh. No. God, I'm really far behind, I think, guys. Yeah, a class is a group of students, and army is a group of soldiers. So we can call it tarot peeps. It's just tarot peeps. I don't know what to call it. That's why people who are abused don't speak up. They are afraid. Yes, Rochelle, that in real life, and yeah, I'm learning too. That's why people don't speak up online, is because there's no way to really prove anything. There are certain things, I guess, that can be proved, or but it's basically the victim's viewpoint as opposed to the abuser's viewpoint. And then what do? I guess it helps. I don't know. Simon hasn't made any videos, and I don't think that he will. And I don't know whether that helps or hurts him. What do you guys think? I want to know about that. Do you guys think that it's hurtful or harmful to Simon to not tell his side of the story, to not have a rebuttal? Okay. Lucy's giving us definitions for anybody that actually wants to see the definition of community. How about to separate the group that follows Simon as just the Hermit's Cave or the Cave, as it is not a representation of the whole Tarot Sphere Circle group? I can definitely agree with that. Simon is one of the few people, and I don't follow that many channels. I don't. I'm pretty terrible at it. But he is one of the few that I've seen has just die-hard, nasty people about him. I don't see that in other channels. I don't see other people really doing any of that, any creators. I don't. So yes, the people who are in Hermit's Cave and follow that channel almost are in a class by themselves, aren't they? And that's interesting to think about. And a lot of this is just, I haven't thought about this stuff, guys. I'm just thinking about it with you. Lucy thinks we are more like a group than a community. I agree with that. Yes, thank you, Amethyst Rose. The way I have heard reference to tarot community recently by several YouTubers, as have I, is more of a clique. Yes. That is what you see in these lives when these people are talking about a tarot community. They're saying, this is our circle, this is our clique here. In our clique, we are nice to each other. We ignore honesty. We ignore the bad. We don't like to fess up to what we've done wrong. We don't like to look at these things. We like to grow spiritually in light areas. So yes, what we see in this little sphere that we're in is definitely more of a clique than a group or community. To me, the community thing to do is to stand up against it. I agree, Spiral, but the problem is that we've already decided it's not a community. It's not a community. It's full of people who do have different beliefs, practices, ways of doing things. So I can't call it a community, which is why I think I don't feel bad when people with large followings choose not to comment on any of it, because it's really, it doesn't have anything to do with them and they don't want to get involved. I lean towards the side of that is their right. And if this was a community and if we were closer, then perhaps they would have more of a moral duty to do something that is affecting their community on a negative level. But since it's not a community, I don't think they really have that moral obligation. God, I scrolled down way too far again. You guys, I'm so far behind. So far behind. Why don't we just all just stop typing for a minute if we can? And let me catch up, guys. Okay, so that's where I left off. My favorite channels do not have many followers. Tarot or Two Paths Tarot, I only have 200 followers. I think that, yeah, I agree. I feel that the higher your number gets, the more you feel as if afraid to be authentic, afraid to be real. You want to make your channel, your videos basically all the same, with the same tone, the same information. You know, and maybe that's probably a really good idea for making a large channel. And it is the smaller channels that just don't give two shits. And they're like, I'm just here to be here and to be me and to talk about what I want to talk about. They are honestly a lot of times more interesting because they're not afraid and they do go into a lot of different directions. And sometimes we don't find that on larger channels. Sometimes we do. There are people that have large channels that are very outspoken. But a lot of them just aren't. I think they feel that they can't be. And I don't know if I can hold that against them or not. If their livelihood is now depending on that channel, if they put themselves in that position, then they probably need to be kind of careful. And a lot of people agree. Numbers don't mean anything. Numbers don't mean anything. It's true of all things in life. The popular always have more influence. Yes. Yeah, it's true in any area of life, for the most part. Yeah. Carmen watches Simon videos because he does great videos on tarot decks and unboxings. Yes, and that is why I originally watched Simon's videos too. That's the reason I got on tarot in the first place, was to watch, when I started getting really into tarot, is to watch unboxings and walkthroughs, and I loved it. It's how I met and got involved in this community. Okay, let's keep going. If I skip a comment, guys, I'm sorry. I'm trying to get through this and down to the bottom. Darpan, I am sorry if I might sound rude, but I don't want to hate anyone. I'm not asking you to hate anybody. And that's sticky for me. It's very sticky for me. I don't think I've asked anything of anyone for the most part, and I don't think that I could. Right, and people are saying you don't have to hate anybody, Darpan. Barb, you're funny. I have seen attacks on anyone commenting criticisms on any channel, but they are few and far between, probably for that reason. Mm. Yeah, that is something I do not know a lot about. The deck with his name on it that was copyrighted. I can't talk about that because I know very little about it. I know that it happened, and I know nothing else. I don't have the energy to even go into that. But I was definitely gone at that period of time. I feel like it is expected from everyone to hate Simon, especially here in this chat. Okay, Darpan, you're not being forced to be in this chat. And am I expecting everyone to hate him? No, I am hoping to open people's eyes to what really happened. There's nothing, there's nothing more I can say than that, Darpan. And if you don't understand what I'm trying to do and you can't accept it, that's perfectly fine. I can't make you do anything you don't want to do, and I'm not asking you to. Oh, I scroll down again. That door won't stay closed. The wind just keeps opening it. Not hate, just quite. I think it is about to see and accept the truth. I don't think hating anyone has a place in that. Agree, Lucy. Calling out abuse is not hate, it's fact. It doesn't have to be with temper or malice. Thank you, Rachel. And I know I have a temper. I don't think I show it a lot online. I think you can see when I'm getting heated a little bit, but I think that's the extent of it. Hello, Shane. I don't know if I'm welcome here or not. I made a comment on your video and got attacked for believing you but not wanting to take sides. Kirsten, you are more than welcome here. I did not see that comment. Otherwise, I think I would have been more involved with it. There's been a couple people already in chat that have said that they want to maintain neutrality and just watch both. And that's fine. That is perfectly fine. I'm not upset about that at all. Oh God, your sweeping statement isn't accurate. I personally cannot stand Simon, but I don't believe that anyone is trying to make everyone hate him. GD, I totally understand your feeling. Good, are we getting along? I don't know. Open floor discussion, yes. Thank you. Amethyst, I think I'm catching up. She said, remember to hold comments. Shane's catching up. I appreciate everyone's feelings, and I am not here to change. Okay. Great moderating, Zach. I don't know what you did, but good job. Oh, yeah, right there. Please use Read the Wonder. Thank you very much. Yes, that helps amazingly. Okay. Bye, Natalia. I just seen that you have to go. You might already be gone, but bye. Have a good day. We have all made our own decisions on how we feel about the situation. We have not been coerced into anything, and I intentionally tried not to use any form of coercion. I don't think, and I apologize if I'm wrong or I have, but I don't think I've ever said in these videos that you need to hate Simon. You have to believe me. You know, I have never said anything along those lines. I have simply told the story, and then I have called somebody out who acted in a very ridiculous and abusive fashion. And I can't. You guys must see how hard it is for me to know the situation as I do it, to realize what happened, and then to still see people saying I want to be neutral and I'm not going to change my mind. I have to do that because you guys don't know what happened. But please understand how hard it is for me at this moment in time to say it's all right to do that, because I don't feel it's all right to do that, but I have to be all right with that. God, I'm sorry, I'm gonna get emotional. Jezebel, I don't love Shane. I do think he's a pretty cool dude, though, and I like singing Lungs and Tarot. Good, that's honesty. Nobody has to love me. Thank you very much, Emily. I appreciate that. Okay, Zach. I believe Shane is not asking us to hate Simon. He wants us to weigh the facts, make educated choices. Yes, please. Heavens, you are still live. Oh my God, it has been, guys. It has already been an hour and 45 minutes. I didn't even realize it'd been that long. Darpan, don't take your words back just because I get emotional. That's not honesty. People are allowed to get emotional over what people say. We need to accept people's emotions instead of saying, oh, no, it's all right, don't cry. People need to cry, let them cry. That's sad, Bo City. I didn't see Bo City. Okay. I don't know. We're not gonna. I don't know. I'm at the bottom, guys. Let's see. Okay. I heard there was another tuber who deleted their channel because of his attentions. This is just going to carry on if people just allow it to. That is one of the reasons on the list why I did this, is because I had heard this happen before and ignored it when I met Simon because he seemed like such a great guy to me. And then it happened. It's happened to others after me. And you're right, it will continue to happen if people do stay silent about it and let it continue to happen. People shouldn't be pushed out of their channels because some big bully with a lot of diehard followers is forcing a certain opinion on everybody. Okay, I'm at the very bottom, guys. Awesome. I think this has been a pretty good discussion. I mean, I'm not ready to go yet. I feel like in this situation, I cannot be neutral. That would be like saying what he did was okay and it wasn't. Allie, I agree, and I think I would feel the same, but I don't think we can expect everybody to act the way we would. This has taken me a long time to learn as well in real life. when we expect everybody to use their emotions the same way we do, to feel the same way about situations that we do, and to act accordingly. And people just see things differently and feel things differently. And as much as that hurts, we have to understand that that's fact. But for me, I am the kind of person that it wouldn't take me, I don't think it would have taken me long at all to stand in one ground or another on this situation if it hadn't been done to me. I think it would have happened very quickly, and I would have been very vocal about it. I am just that kind of person. I give no shits. I'm just that kind of person. Not everybody is like that. I hope they're getting their needs met in some way. They must be getting their needs met in some way. They're still there. Okay, guys, there are a few more points. I don't think I need to talk about them right now. I think we've covered a lot in one form or another. I tried to be neutral at first, but I can't anymore. I do understand and accept people's neutrality because I was at that point not so long ago. Lucy, you're exactly right. I still have to be at that point where I can accept and respect where I can accept their neutrality. I'm going to end it there. I have to accept it. I have to be willing to accept that. Okay, so any questions, guys? Now is your time, because I'm not, there is going to be a cutoff point on this. I don't think it's just yet, but at some point I am going to slow down the conversation a lot. I can't cut it off this time. I won't just cut it off completely, but at some point it will have to slow it down. So if you have questions, and I can be almost 100% sure that out of the 68 people that are in here, there are a few people that do not like me at all, that are here for their own reasons. You guys, if you have any questions or you need to say anything, feel free. I am not stopping you. I'm not asking you to be silent. I'm not going to take it down right away unless I think it's extremely hurtful or rude. But any questions that you guys have, I am willing to answer now, right now. I'm not sure I will be in the future. So now is your chance. Oh, where did I go? I'm clicking all over my computer now. I can't even find you guys. Okay, there you go. There we are. I can understand neutrality if it means no comment. I understand channels with businesses, especially, or anyone who just wants to stay out of drama. And that's, yeah, I agree. I agree, Amethyst Rose. Shane, would you like to see VRs on this? Not sure if that would be helpful or not. I would love to see VRs on this. I'm not good at watching videos. We're all aware of that, I think. I will do my absolute best to watch any VR. Why don't we just say right now, you can tag the VR as open discussion. Same title as this. Tag your VR if you want to make one as open discussion, and I will try to get around to every single one of them. And again, if you have any different opinions, please do not hesitate to share them. It is your channel. It is your right to share exactly what you need to share and to feel the way you feel. Has Simon showed any compassion to you since this happened? Yes, in the first month since I had been back, after it happened, and then the first month I've been back, like I said, we talked, and he was compassionate, and he did help me out. He helped me out. He tried to help me out emotionally. He helped me out monetarily for the first month I was back. So yes, since that month, no. About 2 months ago, I received a message on Facebook from him asking if we could please just be all right with each other. It was after I put out just a random video. Can we please just be all right with each other for the sake of the community? And I thought about it for 1 minute and thought, no. That's a terrible community if people have to be silent in order for everybody to get along. So, and my exact response was, no, I can't. And he said, well, I hope you can be eventually. Okay. Then a few weeks ago, I was processing all the hurt feelings, like I said, and I messaged him, and I was very blunt, and I said, Simon, I need you to know that this really did hurt me, that this really did devastate me, that it continues today, blah, blah, blah. His response, I'm not going to read it. It was pretty nasty, and then he blocked me on Facebook, and we have not talked since. Help to make a new tarot group that enjoys tarot without clicks. Rachel, yeah, and I encourage anybody that doesn't already have content on their channel, if you've been on the fence about doing or you're thinking about doing any, just do it. I just finally took the plunge, and it was hard at first. It's hard to make videos. It can be very, I get a lot of anxiety still, but it's gotten a lot easier, and it gets easier, and it is very rewarding as well. So yeah. Moving on without resolution is like claiming defeat. I don't think there will ever be any good resolution here. I don't think anything will make this just close. I wish things were clean like that, but things are rarely clean like that. And I think in this situation, they won't be. So in some situations, yeah, Barb, moving on without it's like claiming defeat. In this one, I think it's just doing the best I can and doing what I feel obligated or feel like I need to do in order to not feel like I'm claiming defeat. And that's what I'm doing. Oh, Dee Dee, I missed Dee Dee again. Oh, sorry, Dee Dee, I was just behind. And I think that you realize that. I did catch up and I did answer that. So sorry, I'm trying to catch up still. He was keeping you sweet so you didn't acknowledge his abuse, both physical, online, and mental. You're not the first person that has said that. And I even realized it at the time. When he had asked me to take down videos, he would get really nice with me over the course of a couple of days and then said, is there any way I can ask you to just take down this one video so that my new job doesn't see it? I realized that was happening and I let it happen. Nowhere there are humans are ever click free. That's kind of true. Yeah, there are going to be clicks anywhere you go. Either one, are you still getting help to work your trauma out? Is a must. Yes, Carmen. I am getting help outside the tarot world. I don't believe that emotional healing can really be done online in this manner. So what I'm doing and what I've done last week I think it is part of my healing. Obviously, it's part of doing what I need to do, and that makes me feel better about myself. But the root causes and the root, that's not going to be healed by having these discussions with me. So yes, I am getting outside help and doing outside things to help me out with this. Michelle, then do it. Just take the plunge. And can I subscribe just by, oh, it's not even letting me click. It shows nothing when I click next to people's names. And I don't want to refresh. It might screw everything up. If any of you do start a channel, feel free to comment on any of my videos and just say, hey, I've started a channel if you want to check it out. And I will definitely do that. Barb says, everybody can eat lunch with me. Dee Dee, do you actually want to speak to him though, Shane? At this point, Dee Dee, no. I want no interactions with Simon personally. I was going through a lot of emotions. I was very emotional that night. And I made the decision to write him and say, this is how I feel. And I think, part of me, it was hoping that he could say or do the right thing to make it better, which is very naive of me because he couldn't have done anything to make me feel better. It was just one of those things. And now, no, we will not speak. I think it might be more about processing. Yes, Byra Hart, I agree. Good question, Carmen. Did I miss it or did I already answer it? Oh, okay, good. Yeah, I answered that. How can anyone who saw what happened ever entangle themselves with him again? That's my own opinion. Oh, Just scrolls down for no reason. Yeah, Lucy, thank you. I thought maybe there was something like that, but when I click on the three dots, it shows this little gray bar and nothing else. It's messed up. I'd probably have to refresh, and it might turn out all right, but I don't want to refresh in case it does something weird. To pass. Some people are probably worried about speaking out as there could be repercussions to them or their channels, especially if new channels. Yeah. And I think I can say without breaking anybody's trust that quite a few people have messaged me or I know of anyway that have kind of spoken out or have decided to speak up for me and have been immediately unfollowed and blocked by Simon. He won't have any of it. He won't have any of it. Dee, well, I guess everyone's at different points, but if you actually remember what happened and know all the facts and still want his attention, that's rather, I don't know. I don't know what that's about. What did Dee say? Only what I already responded to. I'm not sure, so I'm going to skip it. Zach, I think for me personally, I felt like I couldn't leave that group because then that would mean I'm against Simon and the rest of the community as a whole. I wanted to feel included. Yes, Zach, that's what it's about, is wanting to feel that inclusion. That's part of the reason I was so devastated after the fact too, was knowing that to move away from Simon, I felt meant losing everything that I had gained. I felt that I had gained everything through Simon and that moving on would mean sacrificing everything. And so boy, was I wrong, but that's how I felt. And I think that's how a lot of people feel, is they're in the in crowd. And in order not to lose their place, they must behave. Spiral Heart, I have had that feeling too. I just don't think he has the emotional maturity to understand what he has done. I do like to tread kind of carefully because I don't know about his emotional. I mean, okay. I saw some of his emotional maturity levels while I was there. Whether that's the cause for this or not, it could be. It could be, but I'm not positive. Thank you, Jezebel. I just see that you have to go. You take care as well. No, I don't think it's the reason why he did what. No, no, I don't think that that what he did had anything to do with emotional maturity. Personally, and I could be wrong, and I'll say it again, I feel like he did what he did, and I've said it before, because of his following and not wanting to lose it, wanting to put on a good face, keep the facade. I really firmly believe that. I'm honestly scared for some of the people going to the UK Tarot meetup. A dreadful feeling I can't shake. Dee, you're not the first person that has said that, but I don't want us to get carried away either and act like this is some kind of evil force. We all have demons. We all have demons. We've all done very terrible things in our lives. I have. If you haven't, you keep going. But I know I have. And in my opinion, what Simon did was a very, very, very terrible thing. I don't think that makes him necessarily evil. I don't think it makes him evil. I think that if he wanted to, he could still do the right thing. So, but you're not the first person that I've said I'm very scared about this UK Tarot meetup. I know nothing about it except that there is one. That's as much as I've heard, and that he's gotten some people to go. I wouldn't worry about them at all. They're all fine. They can take care of themselves. They're all going to be together. I don't think Simon has any sinister plots. Could be wrong, but I don't think that he does, especially with that meetup. I'm sure he has his own agenda, as do we all, probably. But I hope I'm just being dramatic. Yeah, it's a little dramatic, but you know. Oh, I don't know why he didn't. That is complicated. I just mean I don't think it's picking up what Shane is putting down when Shane needs an apology. Well, I Spiral. I'm never gonna get that. I do think Simon is kind of showing a pattern. It would be good to be careful. Based on the pattern that I have seen that has been brought to my attention, yes, I would say be careful. I don't think any harm. Well, I don't know. I would just be in general. Look at me losing my. I'm not losing my courage. I'm just trying to be politically correct, and I lose myself when I do that. I would be very careful around Simon. He can be very subtle and very manipulative, and I think we've all seen it. So I would just be very, very careful if you decide to get close to him, and don't say, I won't say I told you so, even though I told you so. I hear it to burst your bubble, Shane, darling, but this is a feeling that is about what happened to you. Just something feels odd. Dee Dee, and you might have the right feeling about it. I guess we'll see when it happens. But at least now I know that I've made the videos that I have, and I won't feel any responsibility in not saying anything. If something happens in the future, I don't have to look back and say, God, I wish I had tried harder to make it better known what happened to me so that somebody else didn't have to go through it. I won't ever have to say that. Right, I agree, Carmen. I agree, Rochelle. You're all making very good points. I don't think he has an agenda. It is just a pattern of behavior. He probably is 100% sure he did nothing wrong. Could be. That definitely could be. It could be that some people really feel that in these kind of situations they have actually done nothing wrong. I've been there. I've done it. I'm probably still not wrong about those things. No, I'm just kidding. Simon is organizing a UK tarot meetup in August at Pagan Pride in Nottingham. There are a few people from USA going. Interesting. Why don't we just do it in the USA? Why don't we just do it in the USA? Let's do a tarot meetup, guys. Oh, you are not responsible for someone else's behavior, never. I agree, Dee Dee. We are never. I agree. We are never responsible directly for their behavior. I think that our behavior can contribute to their decision to act as they do. I think that quote is good, but it does really let anybody out of any kind of responsibility for their actions in a lot of situations, and I don't believe that. I believe that while we can't force people to do stuff, if we're close to people, if we're friends, if we have manipulated them in any way, then our behavior is certainly going to affect their behavior. They're taking our cues, and then it does become partly our responsibility as well. They're everywhere. Shane, one coming up in New York City next week in upstate with Mary Greer and Rachel Pollack in July in upstate New York. Oh my God, looking into that today. I'm not that. I mean, I think it's like 13-hour drive. I would probably just get on a flight on Spirit to go to New York. I've never been. I'd love to go, especially for Mary Greer and Rachel Pollack. That would be absolutely fantastic. Maybe I could camp while I'm there because I really want to camp this summer. That's my main goal, is just do as much camping and as much nature as possible this summer. Darcy, I agree. I respect both of them. And their contributions have been really priceless in the tarot community, both Rachel Pollack and Mary Greer. Creative Coffee. I'm still here, until things really die down. I think I'm gonna hang out. I'll be here for a bit longer. I I don't have any. It's my day off. I thought about going live last night, and I'm so glad I didn't because I was exhausted and wanted to go to bed. And today is my day off, so I don't have any plans. Oh, my legs are cramping though. They have camping at it. Darcy, ooh, who else wants information? I'm going to go to Google right now and find it just to see what attendance costs and, oh, not that. And all that good stuff. And I can let you guys know if you're interested. Okay, so we're going to type in Mary Greer, Rachel Pollack, New York City. I'm not saying it. Does anybody know where we can find information on this? New York City, let's say tarot meetup. Maybe this, Omega. I'm not watching the chat either, so let's do it now. 2 days with 5 teachers and 5 days, the 2 of them intensive. Saving up. See you there, said Darcy. Yes, this is a giant 24-ounce coffee from Speedway. Okay, Omega. That's what everybody's saying. Bye, Spiral Heart. I'm so glad to have had you here. Thank you for being here, love. I hope you have a great day. Okay, so I am on Omega's website. Masters of the Tarot, starting on July 19th, and you'll never guess what July 19th is, guys. It's my birthday. Happy birthday to me. I'm going to go see Rachel Pollack and Mary Greer. Okay, so register today. Let's just go ahead and act like we're registering. See, and Benabel Wen is going to be there, guys. It's making me create an account. I think my sister just got home, so we're going to close it. Okay, guys, bear with me. I'm going to create the account. Okay. No, let's not. That might take a while. Never get out of there. Oh, God, guys. Come on. Tuition pricing. If you're a member, it's $420. If you're not, it's $465. It says tuition covers your workshop costs and time spent in class with the faculty. Please see stay with us below for accommodation choices. So $465 right off the bat to go. I'll tell you more about it. Friday, it starts at 4 p.m. is check-in. There's a welcome to orientation at 7:30 p.m. and then a workshop that night. Then it will go all day Saturday and then Sunday you check out at 1. So it's one full day. It's about two days, not even. It's not super long. We have Mary Greer, Rachel Pollack, Benabel Wen, Michelle T. I've seen her books in stores. I unfortunately haven't read any, but I've seen her books. And then Terry Iacuzo. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. So that's who we have. You can get a certificate of attendance for $25 for whatever that's worth. Accommodations. Okay, so I'm positive this is going to be insanely expensive. Yeah, we're looking at around $500 minimum for a stay. That includes meals and stuff. So I guess, if you have money, that's not bad. Oh, here we go. Single and double tent cabins, private or shared room with shared bath. You can get for $292. That's more doable. Camping is $246 for a pre-assigned campsite with bathhouse nearby. So if you wanted to camp, which is what I want to do, we're talking, let's talk purchases while we're there, and then the cost of everything, flight ticket, whatever. You're looking at least $1,000 to go. Probably more, but at a minimum, you could probably do it with $1,000. Now I'll go back to the live. I'm sure I've missed a ton. Bye-bye, Didi. I missed that. Bye-bye. I wish I could maybe next year. Yeah, I mean, like I wish I could too. I really want to make that happen, but that might be too much pressure right now, um, and I have some bills to catch up on. So maybe not this year, but definitely camping this year. I'll take you guys along with me camping. What a birthday day for you, Shane. Yeah, we'll see, you guys. Like, I'm really going to think about this. I may end up there. We will find out. Saving up for, there is a whole 7 days. Okay, I didn't see that. So there is a whole 7 day program, is what you're saying, Darcy? Tell us. And how much is that, if you know? Carmen, yes, I'm a Cancer. It's fun. It's really fun. I have extra tents, Darcy says. It's more for the 7 days, yeah. Ooh, Jezebel said, I'm such a brat. If I see Benabelle's name, I stay clear. My soul just don't like her vibe, and that's all I have. My cat wanted it. Are you in, babies? Come on. Oh no, she wanted out. I can never tell. She hides on the other side of the couch. I don't know anything about Benabelle Lynn. I know that she created that deck that I haven't checked out. I do have Holistic Tarot, and it's an awesome, awesome reference book. It's great. I don't know much. I don't know anything about her beyond that. Cancers. We Cancers are very sensitive and emotional, yes. Yes, we are. There's a video made about it. Let me grab a link. I can't find the info on the 5 days. Okay. Thank you, Darcy. If you can't find it, no problem. I can look later, but if you do, I'm sure we'd love to know. Don't spend too long, though. What is this I'm reading? Differing Opinions of Tarot People. I enjoy. Yeah. What do you know? Read the winner. One thing that struck me is the difficulty in going from oversharing to saying nothing. The community who shouldn't have any stake in events do not know how to react. You weren't probably here for that time. When I said, and I'm not going to go into it very deeply again because it's there. But I know what I did to people. I know I disappeared. I left people hanging, both in the overall sphere of things and then even on a personal level. People that I was really, that were really helping me out. I really left a lot of people hanging, and I know how many people I hurt by doing that, and how many people I just flat out confused doing that. But it was something I had to do for myself. Okay. What else, guys? "68 people in here, and I'll say it one more time. I know that some of you have wildly different opinions. I promise you will not be harassed or abused if you want to come forward and share those opinions. To me, it is cowardice if you don't. Total cowardice. Omega 1 week wisdom of the tarot. Oh, video link. She's giving it to us. Barb, thank you. I don't get offended if you don't make a video for a while. And that's what it wasn't about. There's a difference between making videos and just going offline for a month and coming back. Like, you do you. Like, I'm not going to expect a video once a day from you. But when somebody goes through what they did, like I did, and then as basically I did, I was asking for support to, in my own way, and going on with it and getting that support, and then just vanishing without a trace, really, without saying anything to anybody. I can see where I don't know that people should have been offended. There were a couple people that were offended, and they should have been. But in the overall scope of things, I don't think people should have been offended, but I get why they were confused for sure. Lucy, are you sure? 405 for the week? Because what I was seeing was it was 465 for just the weekend. So is getting the week even cheaper? That would be amazing. That sounds amazing, but it doesn't sound right. Yes, Zach. Yes, my lives are staying up. Okay. So I have one more question that I would like a yes or no response on. There's 68 people in here. Please, if you haven't said anything yet, just type in yes or no if you feel able to do that. So that I know what's going on here. Fraud by the hedge. Please don't think I'm cowardly. I just feel very unable to comment. Okay, that's fair, and that was again rash. I can be very rash, guys. It's not total cowardice. I believe that there are people that are just curious, that are here and just don't want to, and I get that. I'm talking about the people that are in here on Simon's behalf, or people that fucking hate my guts, that are in here watching this shit so they can report back. That is what I'm talking about. Like, feel free to say anything. I am not going to attack you. I will not let anybody else attack you. So here's my question. There were quite a few videos made during that time frame, 7 months ago. 1 second. She does this all the time. Only when I'm sitting here, though, because she knows I'm available to let her in and out. Want to come say hi? Here she is. Oh, my baby. It's my baby. Oh, I love you. Isn't she the prettiest? She hates being held. She's very affectionate, but she absolutely hates being held. You can't tell, right? Oh, I just squeeze her. Okay, so there were videos. Hi, Becky Beetle. Just got here a few minutes ago. I'm in lunch hour and eating. Thanks for joining in. Hello. Thanks, Vocity. Yes, she's and now she's on our way. Look at the camera. Oh, do you hear that? Okay, videos made during that time that are no longer available. I just want a yes or no. Do you think, or doesn't matter? Yes, no, doesn't matter. Would it be helpful to have those videos available again? Would you think that this would either help other people's minds being made up, your mind being made up? Do you think those videos would be helpful or not? Yes, no, doesn't matter either way. No. She's trying to get back up here again. Thanks, Nightshade. She's beautiful. Yes, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Yes, if all including ones made by Simon, if only yours still helpful but not complete. It's fair. I don't know. I saw them all. Not sure I want to. Yes, I do agree with that, Lucy. They are queasy. Yes, of course, it would be helpful, but weren't they on Simon's channel? Not all of them were on Simon's channel. Some of them that have been deleted were on my channel that have just been made private. Yes, heavens, yes, it will help me at least. Yes, but doesn't matter. Yes, mine made up about what? Becky. Come on, girl. I don't know. Zach's like, I don't know. What would that do? My mind is made up already, so it doesn't matter. Not sure, says Nina. We who saw them won't want to see it again. I don't blame you, but it's good for new folk who have no idea and think you're lying. And that is something I have been concerned about. Is there have been new people that have are watching these videos that have no idea what to think, no idea what happened. And if I'm trying to be very upfront with everything and open people's eyes, maybe it does make sense that I share a bit more of the backstory and show a little bit more of what actually happened. To be honest, guys, I'm very tired. And I don't know, but I feel like it might be something that I want to work on. I think you explained things much better now. It was so vague and emotional at the time. I agree, Kelly. Yeah, it took a lot of me walking away and looking back to really realize exactly what happened. And yeah. I saw all of them and said at the time you should leave them up because so many did not see and were making judgments. I remember people saying that, and I'm sure you were one of them, and I still didn't, due to personal reasons, embarrassment on my part, due to Simon asking me to remove them. Yeah, a few of them were taken down. That hotel video was very uncomfortable. I agree. I rewatched that and it was super uncomfortable. There were a couple discussions that we had live that were not comfortable at all, and I think people got it. To clarify, I was not referring to you regarding the oversharing to silence. I meant Simon. I must have missed that comment anyway. I must have missed that. Becky Beetle like choose sides. I know. I have been talking 2 hours and 15 minutes. Like I said, I have nothing going on today. I haven't done a live in a long time, and it is nice to actually be. I mean, this is basically as close to you guys as I can get. Is doing lives. Bye, June. I'm glad that you were here. I hope you have a great day. Namaste. Becky Beetle, choose sides. I don't want to ignore that question, and I don't know how I feel about that. Choose sides. I think it's more of deciding what you believe, not choosing sides, but deciding really what did happen and what you do want to believe or don't believe about me or Simon. RetroTuber just got here. What's the question? I think it's better to keep up just videos that you make consciously and after actually thinking through stuff and not videos made impulsively. You don't have to justify your own experience and emotions. I get that. Tarot Breeze, it's such a strange concept for the one hosting a chat like this, Shane, full of anonymous viewers. I really understand if you want people to confess their suit, as we say in Danish. Well, I'm just, I'm just, that is so trivial. It's juvenile for me to say, so yes or no, who's on my side? Not doing that. I'm not going to do that. That's trivial. I don't believe that this is really a taking sides thing. It is a truth and justice thing. And I think taking sides really takes it to, it really, what's the word I'm looking for? It diminishes it entirely. It's not about sides. I would be calling Shane out if he had done this to someone. God. It's not about sides. It's about morals and what you're willing to put up with in regards to people's improper behavior. Rachel, yes, that is perfect. That's exactly how I feel about it. Vamo thinks that impulsive videos can expose Simon better than thought ones. I agree and I don't agree. People aren't taken very seriously when they do impulsive videos because there is a lot of emotion in there. And when people online get overly emotional, people tend to not listen to them as much, or they don't want to hear it. They don't want to see anger flaring up. They don't want, a lot of people I think don't really like that, but then there are the ones that do. And then there are videos that you can only really make in the moment. When there is so much emotion that you need to make it, you need to get it out there because if you wait 5 minutes, if you wait a day, you're going to either lose your cool. You're just going to lose your cool. On the other hand, though, I know I have thought about making videos that I'm very glad the next day that I did not make because I am a very impulsive person. I remember having thought many days, thank God I did not do that. I would be so stressed out today and overwhelmed if I had done that. So there's a time and place. I will say for those not seeing the original videos, your summary video was an accountability. It was excellent. Described just as I remember, but then people did not see themselves. Thank you, Amethyst. And I think that's the problem is that people, I think a lot of people are probably on the fence because while I sound credible, it all sounds right. Do they really, and how can I blame them for people that weren't, involved to say, I have no idea who this guy is. He sounds like he's being honest. It sounds good, but is it real? I don't have anything pink. Were we talking about colors? On Wednesdays, we wear pink. That's all I see. I don't have anything pink, said Darcy. I have a pink shirt. I do have a pink shirt. It looks pretty dashing on me. And some people believe everything they see. Abraham Lincoln says everything on the internet is true. Yeah. And that's another reason I thought about, it doesn't matter. It's Simon's conduct afterwards too that troubled me. He just kept pushing this narrative of victimhood. And as someone who saw it all, it was shocking and laughable at the same time. Agree, Rachel. He definitely overplayed the victim card and he was anything but. Some will find your video enough, but others will not take your word. Yeah, and seeing the real videos might be helpful. I think that's exactly what I'm feeling, Amethyst. Not even a piece of rose quartz, Jezebel says. Darcy, don't even have any rose quartz. I don't have rose quartz, but I do have a pink shirt. Hello, I have no print. This Seha, S-E-H-A, I don't know how to pronounce your name, but hello, Seha. Impulsivity is bloody tricky. Yes, it is. Creative Coffee with an apology help at this stage. God, back out. I said it in the comment because somebody asked, and I'll say it again. The only thing that would help at this stage is Simon making a video, 100% honest, admitting that he did attack me, admitting he did have feelings, admitting to have spiked my drink, admitting to having feelings for me to myself, admitting to everything that has happened and everything that he has not admitted already. That is the only thing that would make this a little bit more acceptable and heal my heart a little bit more. That is not going to happen, though. I think we can all agree that is not going to happen. I just bought pink sheets. You could wear pink sheets. Let's do pink sing-along. We could do that. Some people will like you and some won't. Yes. In the end of the day, people make up their own mind. Besides, normal people can see through Simon, at least as far as I can see. Yeah. Oh, bye, Bosity. Bye-bye. I'm glad you were here, love. Take care of yourself. Creative Coffee, you're asking for the moon, and it's not possible. Me and Simon will never be all right, even with having done what I just said, which will never happen. It still doesn't make the past right, and there would be no, we're on good terms anymore. That's just not possible. I think anger has a place. Many people shun anger, fear it, think it should be hidden. Anger doesn't equal aggression. Anger needs to be allowed to be expressed without defensive responses. Oh, well, hello. That was my niece. She's just got home from school. She's peeking her head in here. Yeah, agree 100%. Anger does have its place. I think people do react better when your anger is measured, when you can still speak rationally, because oftentimes for me, when I feel really angry and in the heat, I say really dumb things. Things don't come out of my mouth right. I will say things that I later regret. So if I react impulsively to anger, a lot of times I mess up. But I have in a lot of my videos harnessed and dealt with that anger and figured out a way to say things with emotion but measured. She's not in here, honey bun. Come here, come in. You can come in. I don't know. Come in. Oh. Is an apology worth anything after it's brought about by people no longer allowing him to get away with something? True remorse and convenient remorse is different. Well, yeah, Rachel. I think the only way that it would happen is if you truly did feel sorry. And then I think people would be able to see that. But again, that's not going to happen. You were talking about something pink. Yeah, talking about my pink shirt. Was I talking about something pink before my pink shirt? At this point, I have to be a public apology. Yes. It's not fixable, says Darcy. Darcy, yeah, it'd be very hard. Nightshade Tarot, and a lot of people have approached me with that too. People that have been through this before and can recognize characteristics and responses in people that have been abusers. The people that have already dealt with that, I think, have been much more likely to step forward and address me and say to me, I understand what you're feeling and I believe you, because they can see it so much more clearly than other people who have never been through something like this. Becky, I thought you both had feelings. Didn't you guys glide every night for some time? Nothing came up. Becky, have you not? I mean, you've only tuned in just now, honey. You missed 2 hours of conversation where all this has really been brought up. And I'm not going to bring it up again. I'm not going to talk about everything again for another 2 hours. Yes, everybody knew we were very close. We glided every day, which made what happened even more hurtful. Broken promises and, it just, yes, we did. Simon probably cannot deal with what has happened, has his own views, and has shoved under the rug, never to be seen again. Perhaps he has buried it in the past and wants to ignore it like it never happened. Yeah, and that's one of the reasons that's another reason on the list of why I decided to make the videos was after I had messaged Simon telling him how hurt I was, his dismissal rose up. It brought about a little bit more hurt, obviously, but a lot of anger, a lot of, this man thinks that he has the last say. He thinks that he's just gotten away with it, that nobody remembers, that this man really thinks that, and his channel has gotten bigger and I hate it. That was one of the reasons that I decided to go the route that I have, is why am I letting him get away with this? I have never been the kind of person in real life to let anybody get away with anything that I felt was unjust, ever. And that's what really kicked me into gear this last 2 weeks was, what have I been doing? I took the time I needed to heal and to wrap myself back up. What am I doing now and what needs to happen? Glide isn't a green light to dull someone's faculties and put moves on them. Thank you for making that clear to everybody, Rachel. It ought to be clear, but just in case it isn't, there it is. Yeah, in my previous videos, Becky, if you're, I'm really not trying to be a dick. I don't know where you're coming from, but I do, and I think I have 2 recent videos where I have addressed most any questions. And anything that I haven't addressed in those, I have probably addressed in this live if you want to watch this as well. All right, 2.5 hours, guys. How the hell was that guy able to post a link? Let me see it. Oh, it's still doing this gray bar thing. So messages that are retracted. Was it the Say Hi person? What was the link to? Oh, well, I don't know if you guys can hear that, but my sister's fighting with somebody in the background. Yeah, I never saw a link to. Oh no, this is the link to the Omega thing. Okay, we won't worry about his link. Lucy, you're going to this? To the thing in July? You guys, how many cigarettes have I smoked? Is anybody keeping tabs? Because I'm about to smoke one more. Okay. I really love talking with you guys, so I could really stay on here forever. However, I'm going to stop at the end of the cigarette. That's how much time we have, is the end of the cigarette. Becky, okay, yeah, I did ask for questions, so you're that's fair there. I did ask for questions, and you're asking them. But these questions have been answered multiple times in multiple videos, so I get why you're asking, I think, but they've already been answered. And if I were to answer every question over again, I would be sitting here till midnight as new people come in asking the same questions over and over. So I'm not really trying to be a dick. I'm just saying I can't keep answering. Becky, you're not going to turn this back around on me. Okay. I think I'm being very, very reasonable. Read the wonder. Put your chat from top chat to live chat. Also, you need to change your settings to block all comments with links you don't know what people will link. Good to know. Yeah, I haven't done any new setup on this or anything. I don't know what's going on. I don't even know where. Put your chat from top chat to live chat. I don't know how to do that, Zach. To change it to live chat. Is that something I can do right now or something I have to do in settings later? I don't see anything right now, but I could be missing it. If you want to talk about this situation to anyone, feel free to message me. It's always easier to hear other stories and just know that you're not the only one and it's not your fault. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you, Amethyst, for making Becky feel welcome. I'm really not trying to be a dick. At this point, I am just kind of drug out and I just don't feel like answering questions I've already answered. That's all. On top of chat box. Oh my God. Look at it right there staring me in the face. Okay, I just changed it to live chat. What does that do? It says sign into chat. Okay, it says it's gonna have me sign in and I'm already, I don't know. I'll get all my settings figured out for next video. Oh, you have to change it every time. Well, let me try then. No, we're almost done, so I'll do it next chat. A lot of people have noticed traits in him without the Shane thing. Oh, okay, Tarot Breeze. I don't see where Tarot Breeze said. Oh, right there. I never witnessed the whole thing when it happened last summer. I had just unsub Silence channel, a personal thing. I recognized some behavioral patterns that reminded me of my ex-husband. Yeah. Yep. We all hate it. Why they make top chat the default. What does that mean? What did it do for me to change it? What does it do to change it to live chat? Sign into chat. No, it says leave site to sign into chat. Changes you made may not be saved. I don't know. I'm so technology. You know what I'm trying to say? I'm not good with technology anymore. It filters comments. Okay. Live chat shows all messages. Am I missing messages? Tech challenged. Yes, thank you. Technology challenged. Technology challenged. Top chat hides some comments and makes some chat comments pop up later than when they were actually posted. Yeah, I don't like that. So next time I will change it to live chat. Thank you for letting me know about that. Tech deficient. Thank you. That's what I was like. No, it wasn't. Tech deficient. That works too, but that's not what I was. I don't know what I'm trying to look for. I have to go. I was going to say to articulate why his avid supporters are wrong, but I guess they realized truth pops your bubbles too easily. Much love to all you for being such decent people. Bye, Rachel. Enjoy the rest of your day. How do you pronounce your name? Is it Peter? Piotr? Sorry. I have no idea, but if you want to spell out how it's pronounced, I will learn how to pronounce it. I'm looking tired. Yeah, I think it's just because I've been sitting here for so long. It makes me tired sitting in one spot for hours at a time, staring at a screen. Bye, you get some rest too. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. It's spelled, it's is it Piotr? Piotr? I still don't know. I'm so sorry. I try. Bye, Nightshade. Yeah, I think I'm about done too, guys. I am very tired. How about a song to close it out? Ugh. What do I do with the rest of my day? Here, I haven't done all my makeup. You guys want to watch me do that while we listen to a song and then we'll call it good? This makes for a pretty good mirror, to be honest. I don't have one in my room, so you guys are my mirror. Okay, so song. We could pull a card at the end. Lucy, I'll do that before I leave, I think. Now, I don't know if playing it on my computer will work. And that's really the only way I can do it. So, somebody said pink earlier, so let's see. I don't know. I'm not feeling pink. Suggestions for a song, anybody? Yes, something from Lemonade. Lemonade, what do you mean? Beyonce's album? Is that what you're talking about, Zach? Shane, you wear more makeup than I do. I don't wear a lot. I just do enough to even out my face and to contour a little bit. I found I really enjoy it. I really do. I feel better when I do it. I enjoy doing it. The pony song? Zach said so. Well, you must mean Beyonce. Is her album titled Lemonade? Okay, so let's do Beyonce.
What happened at the New Orleans?
Can you guys hear this? Is it too loud? Is it not sounding good? Yes, I saw that. I need to pat.
Popular the man.
Can we hear that? Is it a bit loud? Well, turn down your volume. If I could, I'd have it twice as loud in my room. I love loud music. It is really loud. I have to scream and talk to you guys. Hi, Kirsten.
I got hot sauce in my bag, swag.
Yeah. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah, oh yes, I like that.
You love this song? There goes the hat. All right. Is anybody gonna do their makeup with me?
I like cornbread.
There, I'm patting. Oh my God, she's right here. Hi, Cape Cod. Ron, get into my pores, please. I'm not feeling this song. I love it, but I'm not feeling it. I can't sing to it. I need a thing while I do my makeup. I need to pat, pat,
How
pat.
popular the man?
Can we hear that? Is it a bit loud? Well, turn down your volume. If I could, I'd have it twice as loud in my room. I love loud music. It is really loud. I have to scream to talk to you guys. Hi, Kristen.
I got hot sauce in my bag. Swag.
Here.
Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah, oh yes, I like that.
You love this song? There goes the hat. All right. Is anybody gonna do their makeup with me? There, I'm patting. Oh my God, she's right here. Hi, Cape Cod. Ron, get into my pores, please. I'm not feeling this song. I love it, but I'm not feeling it. I can't sing to it. I need a thing while I do my makeup. I love that she's here. Cape Cod is the one that left a comment about, no, honey, you need to pat. So I'm patting. Cape, if you're watching, feel free to give me any more advice while I'm doing that. You've got to. Oh, YouTube will mute the stream because of the song. Well, I didn't say anything important anyway, so let's just. There we are. Will they mute the whole thing, Zach? Maybe they won't catch that. You know, a lot of my videos, you guys know that most of my videos, I put a song beforehand, and I think I'm gonna stop doing that because I get notifications saying that they found it's copyrighted and that the owner is allowing me to use the music, but there may be commercials on my channel because of it. Hot tip, Milk Hydro Gripping Primer plus UD All-Nighter Spray will keep your face in place. Yeah, I've never done any of the primer or all-nighter spray, but that's I'm a server. So it's probably a good idea because I sweat sometimes and wiping my face gets nasty. I feel like this, you guys, I dropped my cards into my couch and I feel like this isn't all of them. Let's just use, 1 second. I don't have much to choose from anymore, guys. When it comes to tarot, I did get the new Druidcraft. That's the only purchase I've made, tarot-wise, in the past 5 months. So we'll draw a quick card from here, because I know this deck is together. Barb, I hope so. I hope that it all made sense. Yeah, I don't get any of the revenue from those commercials, obviously. But still, I don't want you guys seeing commercials on my videos just because I want to play a song. So I'm probably going to stop doing that. Is the paper different? Kelly is going nuts. Is she going nuts because she doesn't know, or going nuts because she got it and she's raving about it? Which one? Because yes, it's different. It is a little bit more glossy. It feels a little bit more cardstock-like instead of cardboard. I love the new version of this. I don't have the old version, but I kind of remember, and I know that I like this. Oh, she doesn't know. Yeah, it is different. I know she likes good cardstock, and I'm pretty sure she loves the Druidcraft. So if you get a chance before I do, tell her yes, it's worth the $16 on Amazon, $18 on Amazon, totally worth it. I love you too, Vamo. Thank you. All right, guys, card. You have the Four of Cups. So, I mean, if I'm looking, I find it really hard to read generally for everybody, and that's why I don't do it. I find it hard to say, this is what the card means, apply it to your life, because I take it so personally when I draw a card. But for me personally, this directly says to me that there's some healing I'm ignoring. There is something that I am not realizing, something I'm not doing, perhaps somebody that I'm not taking advice from. But I am refusing in part to heal from this. There's something more I could be doing. That is what this says to me on a personal level. And I guess that can apply to everybody. Just, often when we're down or we feel depressed or out of sorts, we're not focusing on gratitude. And I hate it, Go make your gratitude list. You'll feel better about your day. But it's sort of true. There is always something to be grateful for in some way that we in our minds can get out of that space, that negative space. And that's what the Four of Cups speaks to me about, is just kind of ignoring the beauty that is in our life and focusing too much on everything that's going wrong. And I wouldn't say I'm doing that. I think I have maintained a very steady tread between work and social and doing this for you guys, and for myself, these videos and everything online. I think that this is more saying that there is more that I can be doing to heal myself. Maybe reading some books. A few books have been mentioned to me that I need to read, and maybe it could be that. Maybe this is telling me, get those books. That's it, guys. Are we good? I remember people often complained in my other lives that I got off too quickly. They were like, well, where'd he go? He didn't even say bye. Nobody had a chance to say bye. So I'm getting off. I'm going to move along with my day. Oh, there it is. It just wasn't. Okay. Okay. Thank you guys so much for being here. It's been almost 3 hours. I think it was a pretty good discussion. I appreciate everybody that took part in it, and the moderators and everybody else here. Thank you guys so much. And yeah, bye. I'm just waiting another minute so that everybody has a chance to say bye. Bye to you. No, because they have to watch 2+ hours. Jeez. Just skim through the tasty bits. Watch the chat. Stop when you need to. Just bye, Barb. Enjoy your day as well. All right, guys, I am out. I hope you guys enjoy your night or your day, whatever you're doing. And I appreciate each and every single one of you. Honest to God, I do. So I'll see you guys soon. Bye.